Guard retention in Jiu-Jitsu, guys. A lot of things for me have come naturally. Body lock passing, false sweep, choi bars, all these positions came so naturally to me. This did not come naturally. You might relate to me in this. I find guard retention, and I have found it in the past, to be the hardest freaking thing on the planet, okay? No matter how much I thought I tried to learn, I watched every damn video and I took so much advice from everybody, it was still difficult, okay? Until very recently, I find now that my guard gets passed very, very rarely, and only against really, really, really good people will pass my guard, for example, Tito. And it's because I've developed, it's not a system, I didn't make up any of this stuff, but I've come up with a way that works for me to retain, and I really hope it works for you, because for me, it makes a massive difference, okay? And the way I think about it is on an X and a Y axis, okay? What that means is a line going this way through my spine, and a line going perpendicular from that across my hips, okay? And I work within those quadrants, okay? The 4 points I'm gonna think about is this. One is when he's right here on the bottom of the Y-axis where he's in front of my feet. The next is this quadrant, which is the negative section of the Y-axis, okay? The third is the positive of the Y-axis, and the fourth is the peak of the X-axis, okay? I separate my guard retention into these 4 sections. What separating does is it takes away all the guessing, it takes away what do I have to do here. You know, I don't have very flexible hamstrings, so I just separate it into these 4 sections, okay? Let's look at section 1, okay? The first thing I think about when I retain my guard is 2 things. 1, keeping my knees to my chest, and 2, keeping my knees outside my spine. Obviously, if Tito takes both my knees outside of my spine, well, now I'm past. You can see the center line here, guys. If my knees go out here, of course I'm past. So I always keep my knees to my chest. I don't reach like this is a disaster. I keep my knees close to my spine, and I keep, close to my chest, and I keep my knees outside of my spine. First thing is this, 2 things. 1, adjacent legs and inside position. If I just keep my feet here, Tito grabs my feet, stuffs them exactly, absolutely wrecks me from here. When I go adjacent with my, not adjacent, when I go asymmetric with my legs, when Tito goes to make grips, it's just so much more awkward. And you can see how awkward it is for Tito to start making grips and moving around, in opposed to if my feet were on the same plane. So 1, I make this asymmetric position, and 2, when he ties me up, I make sure my feet don't go to the outside of his forearms. If they do, that means he dominates the inside space and he starts passing it easily. So Tito makes his grips, immediately I go adjacent, or whatever this, I don't know, and asymmetric, and then I pummel my feet inside his forearms, okay? From here, when Tito goes to move around, I can always keep my knees outside of my spine. See these 2 points? If they're here, Tito can easily throw them outside my spine and start getting to the space between my knees and my shoulders. So my legs go like so, I pummel feet inside, and this gives me the space to keep Tito in front of my guard, okay? I'll go hands here because I'm not the most flexible dude in the whole planet, and I'll keep my hands here like so, okay? So that's step 1, which is the points at the bottom of the Y-axis. Once my partner starts coming into these points here, where he's still below the X-axis, but he hasn't been in the space here and he's coming outside my legs. Guys, I need to think about 3 things. 1, keeping at least one of the soles of my feet towards him, facing him. 2, keeping my knees outside my spine. I'm gonna say that a million times. And 3, using high legs and low legs to keep him in front of me. Okay, what's my partner's goal? My partner's goal is to face the soles of my feet away from him and get to a pass. So how am I gonna retain my guard from here? When he starts going into the second range of retention, which is out here, I'm gonna use thumb posts inside of either his elbow, his wrist, his shoulder. I usually just go elbows. And I'm gonna go either 1 with a high leg to point my foot to him, or a low leg where I expose my bottom hamstring to him. You can see the 2 things this does. 1, both of these movements face one of the soles of my feet towards him, and 2, it puts him back in my guard. You can see here, guys. Now he's more in front of my guard. And same with the inside leg. This inside leg, this motif here with this leg, this is gonna happen all the time, okay? And you'll see it in all of the quadrants that I do. I always end up with this leg. Why? Because it exposes the inside of my leg to my partner's body. When he goes to pass me here, it's so easy for me to square up. So, Step 1, Tito's in front of me, right at the bottom of the y-axis. I take my legs like so and I pummel the inside. When he starts cutting an angle, I'm gonna post. I'm either gonna go high leg, which I have 2 methods of doing, either 1, or pummel it on the inside, and 2, where I place the inside leg, or low leg. So I have a high leg, and a low leg, okay? I use these 2 methods to make a grip and face him. He starts passing in this direction now, exact same thing. I post, I high leg, and I low leg. Okay, so that's step 2, guys. And let's really separate it. When he's below the x-axis in the negative of the y, that's when I'm playing my high leg, my low leg, and I'm staying on that angle. It's when he starts meeting. Guys, I think I said it wrong. No, I got it. I got it. I'm not stupid. It's when he starts beating this range here, and he starts going into the positive of the y-axis. From here, guys, you can imagine if Tito starts coming out in this angle here, like this 45-degree angle, obviously me trying to pummel my legs here is a disaster if I'm not flexible. Some people can freaking, do the whole stacking business. I'm not trying to do that. So instead, when my partner's coming into that angle, I'm gonna track, and I'm gonna get to a situation like this, where my body is facing him, not facing the ceiling. I make sure my body faces, and I'm gonna pop up, and I'm gonna inside spin. So my right elbow is gonna go under my body. Here, guys, I'm gonna put my head on the mat, and I'm gonna pop up, and I'm gonna put that inside leg back in place. So here, he starts cutting an angle. I come to this position here, and I spin, okay? When's the right time to do this? When my partner is in the negative of the axis, I play it all on one side. When he gets to the positive, I inside spin and I put him back on my guard. Okay, the way I spin, guys, super basic. I build up and invert. Okay, so now from this angle, Tito, here, start passing out this direction. I'm still here, I'm comfortable, I'm playing this game. Until he gets outside the axis, I spin and I put him back in my guard. Okay? That's what I'm always looking for when he beats this range and starts coming into the positive. Now, what if he meets the peak of the x-axis? My partner's here, and we end up in this situation. From here, guys, I'm posting, and I'm looking to get 1 foot across into the cross armpit, guys. Here, like so. Once my Achilles tendon touches his armpit, I'm gonna take the opportunity to face him, make a connection, and get straight to my attacks. So again, he starts cutting angles and he gets all the way across. Immediately, guys, pop across. Once I'm across, I can either go straight into triangles from here if he's too low, or if he has a nice height to him, grab an ankle and go straight into some sort of entanglement, whatever. So all together, guys. And this is the way I'd practice it, is all my partner's gonna do, he's gonna move around, and I'm gonna get really comfortable retaining my guard here. Making sure I can keep this leg across the body. Yeah, you just do whatever you want, Tito. And retaining like so, guys. So, this is what works for me, guys, okay? I'm no Levi Jones Leary, I'm not the guard retention boss, final boss of the world. But recently, guys, I've had so much more success with this kind of retention just by splitting it up in this fashion. If you have any more questions, guys, please leave them in the comments. Subscribe, I'm posting the coolest stuff. And if you want one-on-one coaching from me, guys, which is super awesome, hit up www.ebsays.online. Tito Carl, you're a beast. Thanks.